Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're talking about hot water heaters, and this is my hot water heater that we have over here. And this one, even though we just built a brand new house, this one actually has to be replaced. It has an issue with it. One of the elements, let's take a look here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. One of the exchangers over here is staying on. I'm not sure which one, but these are supposed to be, when the water runs through this, that's when this is supposed to come on. And what's happening here is this is staying on even when you're not running water through it. This is a tankless system, which means it only comes on when you run water. And like I said, this one isn't. There's a little button that you can't see right over here. That button keeps popping, keeps tripping. So it's a great company. They sent me a brand new one under warranty, and I just have to take this one out and change it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And you see here, these are the grounds over here. This unit actually has 3 circuits. This one here, and this one here running up into it. So these are 340 amp circuits that are coming in for a total of 120 amps. These over here are the 3 disconnects that have to be put in, so you can disconnect power if you're working on these. There's just a handle that pulls right out over here, and you can see how we did this over here. I did this, not we. Same thing with this one over here. This one doesn't want to come right out. Here we go. And then we have the third one back over here. And same thing. So you can see over here, a little dark, I'm not sure if you guys could see that or not. Let me pull some light over here a little bit. Okay, so on the first one you can see down on the bottom left corner there, that's where we have all our circuits that are coming in. And then, okay, yeah, so that's where we have all our circuits coming in down on the bottom over there. And then you come through, we run it through over to this disconnect, through to that disconnect, and then we're coming out of this tube right over here, this liquid tight over here, and that comes up right into here. So first thing I'm going to do when I'm take this apart is these wires don't matter. This is L1 and L2, and they don't matter whatsoever. I can put this one here, but these are 3 separate circuits. So these 2 have to stay together, these 2 have to stay together, and these 2 have to stay together. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out now, and once we get it out, I'll be back. Okay, so we have the old one out. Let me just take a quick minute here to tell you a little bit about this thing and why I went with tankless. I mean, what's better? One of those big bulky ones with the tank. As you see here, this is underneath my counters over here. I'm sitting where the dishwasher goes, and we do have an access cut because if you have electric, you have to have access to it. You can't block electric. If something goes wrong, it's going to go wrong where connections are made. If electric is going to burn up, it's not going to burn up in the middle of a wire somewhere. It's going to burn up where the connections themselves are made. Okay, so that's where we have our access cut over here in the cabinet, so I can access the hot water heater, I can access the disconnects that are over here, and everything like that. So like I said, this here is a tankless hot water heater. This one is a 27 kW, and I know my filming's a little awkward here, but I am underneath my counter here, so I'll try to do the best I could. But like I said, this has 3 circuits. You see how this is number 8 wire right over here. And there's 3 of them. You see I marked these 2 and I marked these 2 back over here. These don't matter. These connect over into here, and as long as I have the correct pair together, it can go here or here. It doesn't matter. The next one can go here or there. You see the last one over here, I didn't even mark because it just doesn't matter. And this is the ground wire that's coming up over here, which is a number 6 wire. So you see that we have 3 circuits, 40 amp circuits, a number 8 wire, copper, and we have one number 6 ground coming up over here. So like I said, this here is the hot water heater, okay? There is no tank. When you turn your water on, it turns itself on. It gives you instant hot water. Even though you have 340 amp circuits in here, it's unbelievably efficient. It doesn't run all the time like a regular tank hot water heater does. A tank hot water heater that has a tank is on all the time, constantly. And this one, like I said, will only run when the hot water is being used, and that was our problem here. It's supposed to turn off, and you see here on the top there's some reset buttons. These right over here one right over here, and you see there's one along the side over here. There's 3 of them. Well, that's what happened when the hot water, when you stopped using it, you can hear this thing hiss, and these buttons would pop over here. And we reset them, and as long as the water's running, it's fine. But when you turn the water off again, I mean, you can run, I can stand in the shower for over an hour, and it's going to come out nice and hot, no problem. But once I turn it off, this won't turn off, and you can hear the hissing, and it pops. So like I said, they sent me a brand new one under warranty. I'm changing it out today. For me, this is no big deal. Unfortunately, for some people, you would have to pay both a plumber and electrician in a case like this. They give me the unit, but they're not paying for labor or anything like that. So in my case, not a big deal. I can do the plumbing work, and I am, again, a master electrician, so I have no problem doing the electric. I've done all this electric work over here to begin with. So we have this out. Let me give a little more. Okay. So, like I said, these are the 3 disconnects, okay? And each one has its own circuit. One set of wires over here is coming through one disconnect. And you have another disconnect here with another set of wires over here. And you see here, what I did was, when I wired this, let me give you a little light over here. Okay, I think that's a little better. When I wired this, you see here, all 3 circuits are coming in through right over here, along with the ground over here. And the ground attaches into here, and then comes through here to the next one, then coming out through over here. Same thing with these over here, these 2. You see the 2 in the middle? This is called line and load, okay? Line means power coming in. So these 2 are line coming in. Load is power coming out. So that's where it's coming back through over here. And that passes all the way through here and comes out into this pipe down over here going into there. Same thing with the next one, okay? The next one, you have your line coming in over here in the center, and then passing through over here. The loads are passing through right over here, again into the 3rd one, coming through over here, and then they all come down into here and run up through this pipe over here. So that is the electrical system for here. It is pretty elaborate. But again, even though this looks like a lot of electric, this thing is so efficient, it can run on my solar. It's perfect for off-grid. This is a 27 kW, which is way bigger than what I needed. But I just wanted to be able to, stand in the shower for an hour, 2 hours, whatever, and have all the hot water I needed. So we did go with a bigger unit here. For the size of the house we built, we don't have to do that. But again, this is something that I can run on solar. It's a lot easier for me to run this on solar, even though it is 3 40-amp circuits. It's a lot easier for me to run a regular tank hot water heater. So that's why we went with this one here. And you can see here the plumbing that's coming up into it over here. Same thing over there. This is plumbing coming in, the cold water, and this is going out to the hot water faucets, shower, stuff like that as well. So we're going to put the new one in. Once I get the new one in, we'll be back. Okay, so you see this here has adapters, okay? This over here will not fit into this threaded over here. These nuts won't come up and screw into them. These are smaller, so these have what's called adapters that go on this, and these are what the adapters look like over here. Now, as you see here, I've done this one over here, along here. I haven't done this one yet, but I put in what's called Teflon tape, okay? And this is what Teflon tape is over here. This goes around the threads over here, and it seals it. When I screw this thing down into here, this adapter over here like this, when I screw that down, it will seal the threads inside of there so this doesn't leak water. So we're going to do both of these here. We're going to get this mounted, get this connected, and then we'll be back. Okay, so we got the new one in. It's all mounted. Everything's good. Electric's connected. Let's see if I can show you here. All right. Let's go with this. Hold on, let me get some more light in here. This is hard working under the counter here. But you know, when you build a small house, you have to use every space you could. That's another reason we went with this tankless. It mounts right underneath the counter here. You know, if I had to put one that had a tank, I don't know where I would have put this thing. So this is really good. I can run this on my solar. If you have a hot water heater that has a tank, even if you don't turn it on, even if you have it turned off, you're going to have to let it run 45 minutes or so before it heats up. So with this, it's instant. This is an instant hot. As the water runs through it, it gets instantly hot. So, like I said, this is really how we ended up, you know, putting this in our small house. You don't have a lot of room when you're doing this, but let me show you here at our disconnect. Alright, so you see here, this is line coming in. Like I told you guys, this is the power coming in. And you see on the meter here, Now the light's in the way, let me get a little closer. Okay, so you see that we have 247 volts on this disconnect, and we'll go over to the middle one here. Again, we're going to take the two legs with line, and again, we have 247.9. 247.9, and again on the third one, same thing. We're going to check line coming in. Now, line coming in again. Let's see here. All right, so 247.6. Okay, so now when we check these two on the ends over here, you see we have nothing. We're reading 0.2, which is nothing. Okay, so now we're going to check the voltage over here, and we're going to check these two right here, and you see we have 247.9 volts. So now we come to the center two, okay. Alright, so 247.7 on that one. And 90 on that one. Okay, so we have an issue right over here, guys. So give me a second, let me figure out what's going on. It's probably the disconnect not pushed in all the way. Okay, so yeah, that's what it was. The handle wasn't pushed in all the way for the disconnect here. So if you take a look now. Okay, so now we got 247.3 in that one. You got 247.5 on that one. And we got 247.5 on that one. So all three circuits are working fine now. So let me just turn on some hot water and I'll show you what the amperage does on this. Okay, so now you see that we turned it on over here, and you see the amperage. That's the thing to these. They're 40 amps circuits, three of them, but you see how fast the amperage is cycling on this. It literally does it for a split second. You see it jumps from 35, then back down. I mean, it's just really all over the board here with these things. They're pretty cool. Like I said, you have three 40 amp circuits. That's 120 amps. That's a lot of amperage, but you see what this is doing. They just kick on and off for such a split second that you're not taking a lot of electric, and they're just super efficient. Over here are all your control buttons, and you can adjust it down, you can adjust it up. We're going to set this one for, I'm going to set this to 110 degrees. Okay, so yeah, I have this set to 110 degrees. Again, this is only one circuit that you're seeing. I'm reading this circuit right over here. These are two more circuits. I won't check them here in a minute. I'll take you guys out to the panel and I'll show you. We can check this from the panel again. It's a lot easier than checking it here. But you see what this is doing here. It just jumps all over the place. If you were using a regular hot water heater, it would just be steady amperage. You'd be pulling, they're usually 4,500 watts. You'd be pulling probably somewhere, not 20 amps, maybe 15, 16, 17 amps, somewhere in that area. So like I said, these things work really good. They're easy to conceal. You can put them in a place like underneath the counter here. They're just really great. You can run these things on solar. They're just really good. These are my recommendation, is to go tankless. So let's take a quick look at the panel and I'll show you what the amperage does on the panel on all three circuits. Alright, so here we are at the panel. This is my panel over here. These are the circuits for the hot water heater right down over here. And if you put an amp probe on this one over here, put it back on amps. Okay, again, you see how this is just jumping all over the place. It's a little dark out here, guys. I didn't mention that we're going through Hurricane Nicole right now. The eye's just passing by us. That's why I was going to do the generator hookup video, but I ended up doing this instead because it's pretty messy out here. There's trees are blowing around a little bit. We're on the back end of it now. The worst part passed through, I don't know, maybe 2 hours ago. but it's been pretty nasty out here. So yeah, anyways, like I said, you see what this amperage does. It jumps all over the place. These are the 340 amp breakers right here, and these are the wires. Let's take a look at this one over here. Okay, so again, you see the same thing. This is just, it jumps all over. The max, it goes up to like 37, then jumps down. So that's why these things are really cool. They just, you know, they kick on for a split second, they kick back off, but they give you super, super hot water and all the hot water you need. You can run this thing 2-3 hours, and it's still going to do really, really good. So the hurricane's going to be passing, guys. Today is actually Thursday. I'm not sure when this is going to be coming out, but looking for probably like next Monday, Tuesday, the next 3 or 4 days here, we'll get that generator hookup. We're going to connect our whole house generator to this panel over here, and I'll show you how that works, which is also how my solar is going to connect to it. There's going to be a plug that mounts down over here, and you plug the generator into that, or I plug the solar into it. So like I said, guys, that's how you do a hot water heater. That's my recommendation for it. And have a great evening. We'll see you on the next one.